It might still be cold here in Germany, but there is no denying that the seasons are changing, the days are longer, and that my skin's needs have shifted again. Because while the backbone of my skincare routine stays the same, there are subtle tweaks, either different products or different steps that are adapted every season, and I figured out you'd be interested in what I change come spring and why. This is by no means a complete routine, just the parts that I feel need changing right now. If you're interested in everything I use, I will link to my current morning and evening skincare routine in the description box. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Dr. Anne, a physician passionate about skincare and well-aging. Just like in winter, I skip the morning cleanse with a dedicated product. I don't really sweat during the night, and I find cleansing twice a day unnecessarily irritates my skin. That might be different for you if your skin is very oily, but for me, a little water is enough to wake me up. In the evenings, I still reach for my balms to break down makeup and sunscreen, my current favorite being the Beauty of Joseon Radiance Cleansing Balm and the High Limit High Efficiency Face Cleanser, which is obviously not a balm but has a similar nourishing texture. Occasionally I go in with a second cleanse, not always, but if I was outside a lot, maybe sat in the sun, did sweat a little more, I'm wearing more makeup to make my skin look more alive, that is when I reach for a gel-based cleanser for extra freshness. I have a few different ones that I like and will link down below, but the one I reach for the most right now is the 107 Chaga Jelly Low pH Cleanser. It is non-stripping and smells beautiful, just like a nice cup of tea, and would be a great morning cleanse as well. As I'm on prescription tretinoids, I don't exfoliate regularly during the winter months, it would freak out my skin, but come spring I find my skin can look a little dull and flaky sometimes. And for those occasions I like having a gentle chemical exfoliant at hand. My current one is the by Wishtrend Mandelic Acid 5% Skin Prep Water, as mandelic acid is usually better tolerated than glycolic acid by sensitive skin and because 5% is a pretty low amount. I still don't use it daily, but maybe twice a week as needed. Once a month I switch to salicylic acid for a week to prevent hormonal congestion, which is something I do year-round. Doesn't sound too much, but for my routine that is actually a pretty high exfoliation frequency, as I find, like most people, I need a little more help in spring getting my skin back to fresh and glowy. Speaking of fresh and glowy, I do still focus on hydration for that, mainly by layering on hydrating toners and face mists. Skin coming out of winter is still dehydrated despite humidity increasing outside, so it is a very important step for almost everyone. I have talked about some of my favorite products for it in my video on the 7 skin method, mainly Korean beauty toners like the Green Nature Mucin toner or the Purito Centella Unscented toner, but I sometimes also use face mists like the Caudalie Grape Water. Not that I do 7 layers, it is more of a quick layer in between cleanser and serum and moisturizer, but I do feel it helps more than a dedicated hydrating serum. That is personal preference though, if you want a serum use that, just make sure your skin is well hydrated coming off of winter, that will provide more glow than frequent exfoliation. Another thing I need to address come spring is an increase in redness, both overall in the skin but especially around the eyes and nose paired with puffiness. I do suffer from seasonal allergies, which kick in the hardest during May-June, but are definitely noticeable as soon as flowers start to bloom. Against puffy eyes, I swear by the Inkey List Caffeine Eye Cream. I've been using it faithfully for years now, and for the redness in my skin, I make sure I have niacinamide and Centella Asiatica in my routine. The ordinary niacinamide plus zinc is one that I love in summer. Right now I either reach for the Inkey List niacinamide or use a moisturizer providing both, like the Dr. G Red Blemish Clear Soothing Cream. The moisturizer is really lightweight though, so sometimes the serum and a thicker cream like the Vergreen 730 Daily Moisturizing Cream is the better choice, depending on the pretty temperamental German spring weather. Speaking of moisturizer, I don't use one in the mornings but reach for one of the office sunscreens instead. I'm testing a bunch of different ones, but what really stood out to me is the Beauty of Joseon Rice Probiotics SPF 50 PA+++. I'm on my second tube already. It is beautifully hydrating but non-greasy and works great under makeup. Another more budget-friendly alternative is the Garnier Ombre Solaire Anti-Age Super UV SPF 50 that I keep repurchasing. Both are hydrating enough for me to skip the moisturizer as soon as the cold has passed and provide enough protection for my bike ride to the office and back. How do you change your skincare routine for spring? Please tell me in the comments below. I will link to more videos you might find interesting on the screen, and add links to my Instagram, blog and Patreon account in the description box. See you soon. Bye!